Hello my friends, I hope you are all well. Happy Tuesday. It's beautiful and sunny where I am, which I think always makes a difference to my mood. When you or when I look out and I see a blue sky, it always makes me feel just like a little lift in my mood. So it feels like a good day today so far. Following on from last week, we were going to look at another grounding technique today, but you may or may not know that it's Mental Health Awareness Week, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that instead, if that's okay. So hello to anyone that's watching. Do pop a little hi in the comments. It'd be lovely to see who I've got with me today. Mental Health Awareness Week always creeps up on me because, of course, at Trust Links every week is Mental Health Awareness Week. So, you know, really nothing is different for us here. You know, it's something that we always focus on, but nationally it's Mental Health Awareness Week, and the theme this year is kindness. I think it's come at a good time for lots of people because the current situation is impacting a lot of people kind of mentally and emotionally. So I think, you know, it's a really good time to focus on how you're feeling. I can see that Gareth's watching, and hi Jackie, lovely to see you guys. I think, yeah, this current situation is impacting on everyone in some way or another, and we're all having, you know, hard days or weeks, you know, those days that we don't feel so great, and it's important to be aware of your mental health and how you're doing, and to look out for each other as well. Hi Penny, hi Georgia, I hope everyone is well today. I hope it's sunny where you are as well. I feel like kindness is a really good theme to have picked, like especially now, because there's lots of things that are out of our control, but kindness really isn't one of them. And when we talk about kindness, it doesn't always mean, you know, the way that you treat other people. We're also referring to the way that we treat ourselves as well. You know, I think sometimes, often, you know, we give and we give and we give and we give, and we don't always treat ourselves with the same kindness that we show other people. So, you know, when we talk about kindness, when we talk about that being the theme of Mental Health Awareness Week, this is a perfect time for you guys to start, you know, showing yourself some of the kindness that you often show other people. Hi Georgina, lovely to see you, my friend. You know, you deserve the love and the kindness as much as everyone else does. So, you know, in view of Mental Health Awareness Week, that, you know, I think that's a really good place to start. So there's been a lot of research done on this subject, and it shows that there are clear benefits of being kind and compassionate. It helps reduce stress, and it improves your emotional well-being, and of course, you know, when you're showing acts of kindness and compassion to other people, that makes them feel good as well. So there's so much going on at the moment that you can kind of see why kindness and being kind might be pushed aside, because lots of people have got their own things going on. It's a really stressful time at the moment. So, you know, you might think that actually, you know, being kind and doing things for other people wouldn't, you know, be someone's main focus. But actually, there's been some really beautiful examples of kindness going on around us, and it's making all the difference. Neighbours checking in on each other, you know, people ensuring that the vulnerable have everything that they need, you know, communities kind of gathering together in a socially distanced way, but, you know, looking out for each other, you know, asking how people are and meaning it. You know, that's not something that always happens. It's not something that always takes place. So, you know, I think there's something really beautiful in that, you know, in the ways that people are being kind to each other and being compassionate and really looking out for each other. You know, my neighbourhood, they've been leaving, you know, things out on their doorsteps, like toys and puzzles and games and things to alleviate like boredom, and just, you know, little acts of kindness that, you know, perhaps if you've got stuff lying around and you think it might be, you know, beneficial for someone else, or someone else might get some joy out of it. You know, not that I'm saying that you should do that, but that's the kind of vibe that I'm referring to. You know, I see on Facebook, you know, people making face masks and, you know, PPE for hospitals and delivering them, and just, you know, kind of any little gesture and any little kindness that might, you know, improve someone's day or make someone's day a little bit better. You know, kindness is all around us, and I think that's what's getting a lot of people through at the moment. Now, if ever there was a time to kind of reimagine a kinder society, you know, a kinder community and a kinder world, now is it. As well as making us less stressed and improving our mood and self-esteem, acts of kindness strengthen connection as well. You know, and at a time where everyone is kind of confined to their household, some people might be on their own, that connection is really, really important. You know, that's important for everyday life in general. So, you know, now it's even more important than ever, you know, those things that you can do to connect you to other people and, you know, strengthen those relationships. It's really important, and it reduces feelings of isolation as well. So, you know, feeling connected with other people can never be a bad thing. Doing good things for someone can also help you to put your own situation in perspective. I think sometimes we get, you know, quite boxed into our own experience, and you know, things can often build and feel much bigger than they are. And when we kind of connect with someone else's experience and kind of enter their world a little bit in showing that kindness and doing something, even, you know, some small thing for them, I think it can give us a bit of perspective on our own life and can make us feel a bit more positive. You know, and I think we could all do with being a bit more positive sometimes. You know, sometimes we can get in a bit of a negative rut. Hello to those of you that have just joined. I'm not very good at talking about my subject and talking to people online as well, so I'm just gonna have a little scroll. Hi Ryan, hi Ben, hi Champs, hi guys, so lovely to have you here with me. See, on the subject of connected or connectedness, you know, this is wonderful, just feeling like, you know, I've got you all here with me in my living room. I really appreciate it that you're all watching with me today. Hi Lee. So back to kindness. There are many ways that you can show kindness as part of your everyday life. You know, it doesn't need to take up loads of time. It doesn't need to cost loads of money. What I would say is remember to make it something that you enjoy. Like, you know, play to your strengths. If you like baking, and baking is your thing and you're good at that, you know, you might want to bake a batch of cupcakes and, you know, deliver them to your friends or neighbours, you know, socially distanced on their doorstep. But, you know, if sewing is your thing, if you're an amazing sewist, knittist, if you knit, you know, you might want to knit a scarf and, you know, give it to a friend or relative, or, you know, it can be anything. I mean, not only is, you know, being creative and doing something creative going to help you and your mood and kind of flex that creative muscle in you, you know, it's nice for someone else to receive. But, you know, when I say play to your strengths, you know, I'm not suggesting, you know, going out and knitting someone a scarf if, you know, you can't knit and that's going to be the most stressful thing in the world for you. I mean, that would be the most stressful thing in the world for me. So, you know, if I wanted to do something nice for someone, that would not be it. So, you know, if there's something that you enjoy anyway that can benefit someone else, then perhaps focus on that. You know, don't make it stressful. You know, the point of this is for it to be nice for you and for the person that you're being kind to. It might be that your act of kindness is sharing a skill with someone. You know, if you're you know, if you are a really good knitter or a really good baker and a friend of yours wants to get into that, or, you know, like it could be anything. If you're really good on the computer and technology is your thing and someone wants to, you know, kind of link in with technology a bit more to help them feel less isolated. It might be that you just want to spend some time kind of talking them through how to use Zoom or how to get on Facebook, or, you know, there are many ways to show your kindness, and, you know, one of the easiest ways to do that might be to share something that you are already quite comfortable in, and a skill that you already, you know, skill that you already have down. You know, you can make a cup of tea for someone you live with. You know, if any of my family are watching this, you can absolutely show your kindness by putting the kettle on and making me a brew. You know, I would not turn my nose up at that. I mean, if you want to make me breakfast, that would be great too. You know, it could just be, you know, that little thought for someone else that could make all the difference. You could write a note to a friend or family member, just with some, you know, some positive words, and, you know, saying something nice, just telling them how much they mean to you, how much you appreciate them. That's always lovely to receive. Who doesn't want to hear that, you know? And it can make you feel good, you know, showing that gratitude for the people in your world and in your life. You could let someone in front of you in the queue in Asda or Lidl, or, you know, if you've got a massive packed trolley and someone behind you has only got one thing, you might want to let them in front of you in the queue. You know, if you're on the bus or the train and, you know, it's busy, not that it probably would be it now, you know, right now with the current situation, but, you know, when we're back to normal life, if you're sat down and someone gets on the bus and they look like they need the seat more than you do, you could get up and offer them your seat. You could ask a vulnerable neighbour if they need help with their shopping. You know, if you're going anyway, it might not mean anything to you really to pick up a few extra bits, but it could make all the difference to that person. I'm sure that would really make the difference to their day. You could ring someone who's on their own for a chat. You know, you could ring someone who's not on their own for a chat. You know, you could just pick up the phone and just see how someone's doing. You know, it might be that conversation is timed perfectly right, and, you know, they might really appreciate that time that you've spent with them. So, I don't know, it could be anything, and you probably do it anyway, guys. You probably are more kind than you realise, and, you know, you're probably completely unaware of the difference that you make to people's lives, but it's good to have a focus on kindness, and that is the beauty of things like Mental Health Awareness Week. It's really bringing things to the forefront that, you know, are important to people. So it's just, you know, putting things at the tip of our mind again. I mean, just smiling at someone in the street can make all the difference, I think, to you and to the other person. You know, it's that that phrase, you know, if you can be anything in this world, be kind. And a little while ago, that was everywhere. You know, that whole kind of be kind mentality, because you never know what someone's going through. You know, you never know what someone might have just experienced, or what someone might be yet to experience. You know, people might have really difficult things going on that you know nothing about. So that small act of kindness, you know, you just can't quantify the difference that would make to people. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be huge, and it's important not to overdo it. Like I said before, sometimes the person that most needs your kindness is yourself. And, you know, it's good to look at that too. If you're exhausting yourself doing things for other people, if you're finding things hard, if doing things for other people has gone beyond your means, then take a step back. Leave enough energy for yourself, guys. You know, be aware of how you're feeling, and if you need to start looking after yourself a bit more. When this is all over, you might want to look at volunteering. I've done volunteering before. It's always been things that have really kind of played into my values and my beliefs, and you know, the things that bring me joy. I volunteered for the RSPCA before. I went and used to kind of look after their homeless cats and clean them out and spend time playing with them, which just was absolute heaven for me, which didn't really feel like much. It didn't really feel like a massive kindness, but, you know, made all the difference to the charity. You know, I used to I fostered cats, like homeless cats, for a while, and would take them to their vet's appointments and stuff, which again really was nothing. You know, I had my expenses paid, it wasn't really a financial burden, and it filled my heart, you know, having a house full of cats, which, you know, we all know is my ultimate dream. So, you know, volunteering, it's it's a really good way of feeling good about yourself and helping your community. At Trust Links, we have a beautiful team of volunteers who really help to keep the charity going and really make such a difference to the lives of other people. You know, and they really make the charity what it is. So, you know, we may be in lockdown, but there's no reason why you can't kind of have a look online. You know, most charities have got social media pages. If you look over on our website, there's a Friends of Trust Links section, so you can kind of have a look at, you know, if you wanted to get a bit more involved in the charity, you can have a look at ways in which you might do that. You know, if something else might be more your thing, you can always kind of have a look on social media and see kind of what charities are already doing, what people are already doing to get involved and help charities. You can sign up to mailing lists. You know, there's no reason why you can't start planning for the future, even if things aren't possible at the moment. There's no reason why you can't, you know, have a look at actually what's important to you, what do you value, what would make you feel good, and, you know, start to kind of put a little plan in place about how you might do that. So yeah, like I said before, the most important person to be kind to is yourself. Try not to compare yourself to other people, guys. It's, you know, comparison just a lot of the time will make you feel miserable. Times can be hard at the moment, and if you've managed to get up and have a shower, take that as a win. Praise yourself for that. If that is something that is difficult to you, you know, it's, yes, I've got up today, I've had a shower, I've got changed. You know, that's massive sometimes, just those small things. You know, if you've reached out to a friend, that's great. You know, if you've remembered to eat breakfast, you know, well done. Sometimes those simple things are the trickiest things. You know, it doesn't always have to be about, you know, oh, I'm going to go out and do a 5K run, or, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, the big things. It's, you know, be kind to yourself, praise yourself for the things that you're managing to do, because those small things actually can feel huge. So, you know, recognize that stuff and, you know, be kind to yourself. Yeah, sometimes those small things can be as much of an achievement as, you know, as any big thing that you could possibly do. And what I would say is watch how you're talking to yourself. If you find yourself judging yourself or comparing yourself to others or putting yourself down, try and swap those thoughts out for something more positive. I think as humans, it's so easy to focus on the things that we haven't done. I know myself that if I've written a big long list and I've achieved, you know, 8 out of 10 things, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm looking at those 2 things I haven't ticked off. So, you know, it's important to be aware of the things that you have achieved and, you know, the wonderful things about you and who you are. And, you know, there's no one else on this planet that's like you. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And yeah, if you've got nothing more from this video than, you know, being kind to yourself and praising yourself for the things that you're doing and the actions that you're taking, then I'm happy with that. You know, but all these things that I'm talking about, you know, things that you could do for other people, you can do things like that for yourself as well. You know, if you're at the shop, treat yourself to some flowers. Buy yourself some flowers if you like them. You know, run yourself a lovely bath, or spend time doing something that you enjoy and allow yourself to do it guilt-free. You know, it's kindness. It doesn't have to be the things that we do for other people. Start with yourself. There's no better place to start than that. Okay, so that's my little bit on kindness. Mental Health Week is a good time to start, but it's always important to be kind to yourselves. You don't just have mental health when it's bad. We all have mental health and physical health. So, you know, it's important to invest your time in keeping yourself well on both counts. Thank you for joining me today, guys. I don't always get to read out the messages whilst I'm doing a video because I'm not great at multitasking always. But what I do always try and do is go back and kind of read the messages and then respond to you afterwards. So yeah, sorry if I haven't mentioned you during this video, but I will be chatting with you very, very shortly. Because it's Mental Health Week and because we are a mental health charity, it would be really lovely if you could pop a comment on this post just with a few words about what Trust Links mean to you. Everything that we do is for, you know, the people that we help. So, you know, if you can share with us kind of what, you know, how we make you feel or what we mean to you, because it's Mental Health Week, that would be lovely. That would be a little way of, you know, you showing your kindness to me, because it makes me feel warm and fuzzy to read about the difference that we're making. As always, if you have any ideas of anything that you'd like me or anyone else to talk about in future videos, then please pop it in the comment. Yeah, I think that's all. I'm not going to waffle on. I hope you all have a pleasant and rewarding Tuesday. Please try and do something nice for yourself. When I get off of this video, I am going to go and put the kettle on and make myself a cup of tea and sit and drink it calmly without trying to do 50 million other things at once. That is the kind thing that I am going to do for myself right now. So yeah, whatever it is, look after yourself today, guys. It's been lovely to see you as always, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.